Mae posted a Medium article basically responding to Jack Wright's video detailing the SA allegations against her. She basically starts off saying that, turning 18 has been really horrible. She looked forward to it, but it's just sucked because she turned 18 about 5 days ago. She basically details what she had learned about SA boundaries and consent. Basically, that's what she's been working on for the past couple of months. Just she didn't really understand all of this, but now she does. Basically, she's just really worked hard to learn and grow, and she had made a lot of progress, and bam, all of this really resurfaced again after Jack's video, and basically talking about how her publicist released a statement that she had to agree to, and she's really confused, and she's stuck between three things that she thought to do. She only had three things that she could see was her choice on how to basically move forward. So basically she decided to write this entire article. She also details the beginning of their relationship, how she was really close with James, and then she met Jack and he showed her introduced her to the Hype House crew and all of that shebang, and just how this was just the beginning of the rise of their relationship, and how they had this business relationship, posting on TikTok and making videos together, how she basically started to develop feelings for him. She talked about the show and why the Hype House Netflix show, and how she decided not to proceed with the show because she thought that might lead to more hate for her, and she would have to relieve all of the things that she had been through for months, and people would basically pick apart their entire interactions. And she basically apologizes to everyone in Hype House and the crew and stuff because they put in a lot of work. And she also talks about how much fun it was for them to hang out together and all of that stuff. She also talked about the Hawaii trip they had together right after production for the show, and how she was invited by Jack to the trip, and basically he was introducing her as his girl and all of that stuff, and then he would, after introducing her as his girl, he would blatantly flirt with other people, and she was basically jealous and confused because why was she there? Why was he introducing her as his counterpart, telling her to wait patiently to be together if he didn't really want any of it? So she was basically confused, okay? And that's what she's saying. I don't understand what to think, but that's what she's saying. Basically, she says that that's when everything hit her, and she realized that without producers and camera around, like, she really started to understand everything, that he only really liked her when he needed her for a video or for work, and he didn't really like her otherwise. I thought it was clear that this was a business relationship, but I can understand how it can be really blurred for her, and she couldn't really understand the difference, but that doesn't really excuse anything at all. And then she asked him to make a video to basically tell everyone that their relationship is just purely a friendship sort of relationship, and there's nothing more. But then he said it wouldn't be good for him, it wouldn't be fair to him at all. And then she basically was hurt, and she couldn't believe that he would disregard her feelings for money, and he apologized, but she just decided to separate and take some time away from him and his family. And then she received multiple texts from James, which is Jack's twin, asking why she wasn't responding to them. 2 weeks later, they started to post on Instagram, basically targeting her. One day later, Mason put up a tweet, and then the video went up, and then just everything really escalated. And she also made sure to reiterate that this video was back in November, and basically the same stuff she said in her videos that she posted about this entire situation. So yeah, she basically really narrating everything that she had been through. She lost friends, lost brand deals, her reputation was damaged. I went from being one of the most loved girls on the internet to one of the most hated. I went quiet. I lost my will to live and had to be saved. She basically saying now that she spent months trying to heal and get better. And she talks about how her team asked Netflix to take down the video, so she didn't have to relieve all the bullying online. And now she's saying that she's setting the record straight with the allegations. She's talking about how she's had only 3 relationships, and that the one that Jack detailed in his video about her dating his friend was when she was 14, and she only kissed someone right after the relationship was already over. And then her other relationship, and then she detailed another relationship again, and she talks about her last one, which she broke up with the person due to the fact that he didn't like the fact that she was online because of what it might do to her. And then she basically, here was where, I was kind of confused here, where she talks about, um, how basically how, Jack's video basically pictured her to be this loud, crazy, and overly sexualized stereotype of as a young person, and that's, usually what's done to Latina women, and all of that, and just saying that, she was basically stereotyped. That's what I am understanding from this. And she is basically saying that she never broke into Jack's house. That was not true. She knew the code to the garage, and that's just it. And she also says that, everyone should go in there and say I'm home, because that's what everyone does at the Wright's house. It's a hangout house. When Jack and James lived there were always friends around, even sometimes until 2 a.m. Jack said he used to see my car at 2 a.m. in front of his house, but failed to mention that most times there would be other friends there too. I never stalked him. I never sat outside of his house in the middle of the night. Over the past week, some of our mutual hometown friends have reached out. Like me, they aren't sure how to process some of what Jack is saying, and are just as confused as I am. All Jack and I ever did was kiss. I've never seen or felt or touched him naked. We spent several nights at the Hype House together, but I never grabbed him in his sleep or awake. Yet I'm still being called a R word across the internet by those who don't understand the meaning of the word. Wow. She basically goes on to say that more stuff. Yep. She's basically saying that, admitting her faults here and saying that she got jealous. Maybe she was sloppy. She talked about the night where she stepped out of the car because they just got into a fight. And then she talks, where I really, really got confused. I think we're really going to get there kind of soon. She talked about her first video and how she could have done things better as one of her regrets. She also talks about how she wished they laid out boundaries better and all of that stuff. And then where it really starts to confuse me is understanding love languages. I'm like, I don't understand. This is starting to go too far to me, like, for me personally. Like, I am confused as to why she's talking about love languages, and why she's talking about affection, and why she's talking about all those things in this letter, when it was quite clear. And she did say that at some point it was very clear that he didn't want to have anything to do with her in that way, and they were just friends. And I'm just wondering why she's comparing love and affection. She showed Jack to, like, her parents' relationship and stuff like that. She's talking about her parents' relationship here and how she saw them express affection freely, and she couldn't really understand the boundaries in that sense. But she's apologizing here, and apologizing if she ever made him feel uncomfortable. Which, yes, I don't like the word if, because he's clearly stated that it made him feel uncomfortable. So she's here talking about, how she wished to be famous and all that stuff. Yeah, she wants this madness to end. She wants people to stop hating on her and stuff like that. And yeah, she's basically talking after 8 months of feeling muzzled and controlled by lawyers, agents, publicists, and parents. It feels good to speak my truth and share more than I probably should. I'm sure I'll experience some backlash, but as a just turned, but as a just turned 18-year-old, but as a just turned 18-year-old, okay, she's right. It's all mine to bear now. Honestly, guys, my true candid opinion about this entire article is that it's still really just pretty much saying the same thing that she said previously. There's really not much new, like, nothing new. At least I think that she's taking more accountability than she took prior. So, I do, respect that a little bit. Also, where are their parents in this situation? Because this people literally just turned 18, and prior to this, during this entire incident, they were underage. So I'm just really asking. And on that note, this is the end of my video. Make sure to like, comment what you think, and subscribe. Bye bye.